Hi, I'm Don Long with Long Brothers Landscaping, and I wanted to take a few moments of your time and talk to you about water usage and how it can affect your budgets and cost savings and things that affect your property's bottom line. One thing I wanted to show you today, which is very common, and I have some heads to explain this, is that most heads are very easily run over if they're not installed properly, if they're too high or if the shaft stays out, which is basically just this area of the head here. If it happens to stay up and grit gets caught around it, then a lawnmower can easily clip the top off, and instead of it operating at optimal performance, what happens is you're shooting water out of a hole this size instead of a mister spray nozzle or whatever type nozzle you would have on there. And you can run gallons a minute through this head with it broken, whereas you're only running a gallon, typically gallon and a half or less if it's properly running right. Same way with the rotor heads. You have rotor heads that actually are bigger volume throwers, and they'll operate anywhere from 2 gallons, gallon and a half, up to say 4 or 5 gallons a minute per head. But if this head gets damaged and this top comes off, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you're putting a lot of water out of that hole right there. So if the top of the head gets broken off, and even with this still in there, you're pushing a lot of water. You could push 10 to 15 gallons a minute is what the manufacturing rep is telling me that you could push through this head with a broken top on this thing, when it normally does average of 2 or 3 gallons a minute. So you can see that if you're a fully irrigated site, water usage is a big deal. You could probably save, if it's properly looked at on a yearly or at least every 2 years, you should have a certified licensed irrigation auditor to audit your system at least every 2 years. If you can put it in your budget, every year would be better. You also need to make sure that you have a licensed irrigation contractor doing your maintenance on a regular basis. You need to have a company that maintains your property, that offers full service, and irrigation is a big expense. One of the studies that we recently read is that a property that's fully irrigated could actually save $5,000 a month during your irrigated months out of the year. Now, typically in our area, depending on what grass you have, that's anywhere from 6 to 8 months. No less than 5. With warm season, you get by with sometimes 5 months a year. With a cool season grass, you're looking at more like 8. So you need to make sure, these are big expenses, and you need to make sure that you're having people properly look at your irrigation on an ongoing basis. So hopefully this has helped you realize how important it is on your sites to, number one, manage cost, which is in the best interest of you and your owner. Number two, you want to save money, but you're also wanting to save water, because our area is limited on water supply, and you want to do your part to make sure that your carbon footprint is as small as possible. And so this environmental issues, but as well as cost issues, and as being a good steward of your property, you will find that not only will you save money and make more profit for your property and your owner, but you'll also become a more green property. So for further information from us, just contact us at longbrotherslandscaping.com, or you can email me directly at don@longbrotherslandscaping.com. I hope your irrigation systems go well. We'll look forward to seeing you in the future.